A bill before Parliament is likely to allow the Judiciary and Parliament to determine their own daily subsistence allowances in what could push the national wage bill further up, as MPs and senior members of the Judiciary seek to benefit more from their travels. The Salaries and Remuneration Commission and the Controller of Budget have been at loggerheads with the JSC over ways of determining the facilitative allowances in the Judiciary. Sam Gituku looks into the numbers and what could happen were the proposed laws to go through.
The National Assembly is currently considering the Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendments Bills number 67, number 68, which partly seek to amend the Parliamentary Service Act and the Judicial Service Act to allow the respective commissions to determine the daily subsistence allowances for their respective employees, including state officers. The JSC is counting on Article 172 of the Constitution, which in Sub-Article 1 provides that the JSC shall review and make recommendations on the conditions of service of judges and judicial officers other than their remuneration. But the Salaries and Remuneration Commission is depending on Article 230 of the Constitution. In Sub-Article 4, the powers and functions of SRC include setting and regularly reviewing the remuneration and benefits of all state officers. Members of Parliament and judges are state officers. According to analysis by the SRC, the wage bill in the current financial year is set to hit 1.17 trillion shillings. Out of that, 41.3 billion shillings or 4% is in form of daily subsistence allowances. At the Judiciary, the wage bill has been rising since the year 2017, when it was 7.2 billion shillings. It is projected to hit 11.7 billion shillings in the current financial year. According to the SRC, the Judicial Service Commission started implementing self-determined DSA rate in 2019. They have since been at loggerheads with the Control of Budget, as the rates are beyond what is allowed by SRC. For instance, according to SRC, the Chief Justice should get 22,000 shillings in local daily subsistence allowance. The CJ currently gets 30,000 as allocated by the JSC, a difference of 8,000 shillings. Other senior judicial officers receive DSA higher than the rate of SRC by between 3,000 shillings and 7,000 shillings. In international travels, the per diem for a judiciary state officer receives $1,078 as per JSC, contrary to SRC's rate of $772. Parliament had been giving a similarly higher rate until August last year, when PSC complied with the SRC direction. But now, with the amendment bill in the National Assembly, MPs are hoping to give the mandate of determining their per diems to the Parliamentary Commission. The PSC rate for Canada had been set at $1,053. As such, the cost of per diems has been rising at the Judiciary for the last 6 years, from a low of 6% in 2017-2018 to a projected high of 24% of the Judiciary wage bill. Consequently, the wage bill at the Judiciary is now 62% of its revenues, while at Parliament it is at 55%. Should Parliament make the changes to the Parliamentary Service Act, then PSC will be at liberty to determine the mileage claims rates. At the moment, SRC allows claims of 152 shillings 60 cents for every kilometre travelled to and from the constituency office by MPs. It currently costs 25.3 billion shillings every 5 years. It is likely to go up by 14.5 billion shillings should Parliament raise the rate to 210 shillings per kilometre as per the recent rate by PSC. Collectively, the 14.5 billion shillings extra DSA by Parliament and the Judiciary is sufficient to employ over 17,000 teachers at the entry level by the Teacher Service Commission. The same amount, according to SRC, would be sufficient to employ 8,494 health workers. The same amount could employ 11,480 teachers and health workers at both national and county levels in equal numbers. SRC has opposed the amendment, saying they are unconstitutional for seeking to take away functions reserved for SRC and SRC alone. Sam Gituku, Citizen TV, Nairobi.